So those of you that watch my channel know that I recently got into the niche of real estate of short-term rentals. I really have got into the short-term rental game, but there were a few things that worried me. And one of the main things was finding good, reliable cleaners, because I didn't want to be cleaning it every single time. I wanted to scale the business. And in order to scale, especially a short-term rental business, you need to have cleaners in your back pocket for various reasons. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what cleaners can provide other than cleaning. It's not just cleaning that they can provide, and they also how to find the cleaners, because I was really worried because I had people reaching out to me wanting me to manage their short-term rentals. I haven't decided yet. I wanted to build up a cleaner database, which I did. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I found those cleaners, the various different strategies, and kind of the things that I did as I met the cleaner and what I was looking for as they cleaned the property, and kind of how I coached them up. So in this video, I'm going to show you all that. So make sure you stay tuned. So I didn't know how to find cleaners, so I did a little bit of research, and the first thing that I actually did was I went to the website Turnover BNB, which is a really cool website to where you can actually submit your property, and cleaners are on that website and they can submit a bid on the property. And what I really like about Turnover BNB is they actually have ratings on the cleaners. So it tells you how many jobs that they did on Airbnb and shows their overall review. So if somebody has 5 stars and they've cleaned hundreds of properties, I know that they're probably a reliable cleaner.
I want this place looking like Disney on Ice in 1 minute.
But there are also people on Turnover BNB that are newer, and they'll submit a bid and they just don't have the portfolio build up in the ratings. So you can take those on, but it can be a little bit of a risk. And some will put in lower bids, and don't cheap out on cleaners. Pay them what they're worth. It's definitely important to take good care of them, because you want them to care about the property almost as much as you do. No one's going to care about the property as much as you, but it's good to have somebody who really cares and enjoys, working for you. So when somebody would submit a bid on Turnover BNB, I'd ask to hop on a phone call with them, and some of the questions that I would ask them are, their experience obviously with cleaning short-term rentals. You also want to know if they have a team. Are they the only ones that clean, because that might change their availability, or do they have a team of cleaners? Now there's pros and cons to both. It's nice to have the same person clean the property every time. That way they can get into a nice routine and kind of know how you like the property cleaned and organized, towels set up for the new guests, and so on. You're also going to want to know their availability, because usually with the short-term rentals, between 11 and 3 is the gap for cleaners to come in. So if they have a bunch of jobs and they're working alone, it may be difficult for them to actually get into the property. So you want to make sure that they have availability, see what days they're available. And there were some people I talked to that said, oh, I'm available Monday through Friday, but they're not available on the weekends. And to me, it was kind of a turnoff. I wanted, open availability, because as we know with short-term rentals, guests are coming in and out, and there's no consistent schedule, so you want their availability sort of open. So although I love Turnover BNB, because you can pay them through Turnover BNB and handle all the payments through there, I actually posted an ad on Craigslist, and I did not think I would get a lot of response, but I actually did. I had to pay $5 to actually post the ad. And I basically explained what it is. I'm looking for cleaners for short-term rentals, and this is kind of the availability you need, and I explained kind of how the job works in a little bit of detail. And I actually had a ton of people reach out to me inquiring about the job. Now I had a lot of people that kind of were just looking for work, and they said, I'd asked if they had any experience. They're like, no, but I can clean. But I'm like, all right, I appreciate it, but that's not quite what I'm looking for. So I talked to a lot of different people off Craigslist, and I actually found my 2 best cleaners off Craigslist, believe it or not. So the 2 main cleaners that I wanted to hire, and I kept a database of all the cleaners I talked to. That way I have extra cleaners when needed. But I really liked their availability and their overall attitude on the phone. I felt like they were highly motivated, and they were willing to go kind of above and beyond just from my conversation on the phone. Now, obviously, I wanted them to actually get in and clean and kind of see what they got. Now, it's definitely good to be there on the first clean. I definitely recommend be there on the first clean. Some people say, hey, ask if they'll clean it for free the first time, just to kind of as their tryout. But I believe in paying people for their time. So I paid both cleaners, had them come in. I kind of explained the property because we've got a Keurig coffee maker, so we need to restock K-cups, show them where you need to restock things. I actually have a closet in there, and I got the cleaners copies of keys for the closet so they can restock toilet paper, toiletries, any of that stuff. And I kind of showed them kind of the way I have cleaned the property and some of the things about the property that they might forget about. And so it's definitely important to show them, walk them through. And then I'm not big on micromanaging, so then I left. I said, hey, just shoot me a text when you're almost finished, or give me a call. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. I'll be around. And after they finished cleaning, I kind of did a look over. Now there's always going to be some small things that you'll have to remind them. Be like, hey, I like to leave out Tide Pods for the guests on top of the washer, or on top of the washer and stuff like that. But as they clean it more, they start to get better and get in the routine and kind of know exactly the way you like the property set up. And they asked if there was like a specific way I like towel set up, and I kind of said, just make it look nice, however you feel is going to make it present in a really good way. Go and roll with it. And actually, I was very impressed. Both cleaners organized the towels, folded the toilet paper in a triangle, and did some cool stuff like that I think really added a little bit extra aesthetic to the property and made it feel a little bit nicer. When the towels look nice, it's the little things in these short-term rentals that are going to get you good reviews and make the guests really feel at home, or at least feel like you're a really accommodating host. Now, after the first clean, actually these cleaners, they've done short-term rentals before. The one actually never has, but she loved it. She was like, I like this way better than residential cleaning, because she's going in after tenants move out of properties or just people's houses that are just trashed. And she's like, this isn't bad. Like, I enjoy this work. So that was awesome. And so then from there, I have the dates that guests are checking out, and I see their availability, and I kind of book them for that date. I always confirm with them the day before, hey, are you still good? Could you just give me a text, just to ensure that you're on your way, and that the property is going to get clean that day, because we don't want a guest showing up, the property's trashed. That would not be good. So after the first clean, I gave each cleaner a unique code for the door, so it's their own personal code, so I can see when they come in and out of the property. And from there, after the first few, I wasn't there. I kind of let them do their thing, paid them at the end, and then after, I kind of went back to the property, and I wanted to see what it looked like when I wasn't there, just to make sure that it looked presentable. And I actually was highly impressed. Place smelled great, which is important. We want to have the place smelling good. Place smelled good. Everything was organized, and the place looked great. I mean, couldn't have cleaned it better myself, honestly. So I was highly pleased. So I think Craigslist isn't a bad way to find cleaners, and that's how I found my two best cleaners. Turnover BNB is great as well, and I like that because if you don't have a cleaner, you can just hire from your cleaning team. You build a cleaning team on Turnover BNB from the ratings, from your conversation with them. You can add them to your team, and you basically can send out a job, and they can accept the job, and they can be there to clean the property whenever needed. So I hope this video helped you find cleaners, or at least get an idea of how I found my cleaners and some of the things to ask them and some of the things to look for in cleaners. If you have any questions at all, please leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer. But until next time, Evan Dante signing out. Peace.